A single sport is benefiting the lives of hundreds of Kiwis living with physical disabilities, and chances are you haven't even heard of it. With me now is Luke Morris, the Director of Boccia New Zealand and Ambassador Taye Williams. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
If I can start with you, Luke, what is Boccia?
It's a Paralympic sport. It's a game of skill and strategy. And it's probably the best described as a cross between lawn bowls and petanque.
Okay. And of course, we've had some international success with our Paralympians, haven't we, in the past? Yeah,
silver medal in Athens 2004, and 2 years later we were world champions.
Yeah. So why is Boccia suitable for people with physical disabilities?
Well, it's a sport they can compete on an even playing field against people of similar function. They get social benefits, competitive benefits, so it's a sport that caters to everyone, really.
Yeah. And how popular is the sport here in New Zealand?
It's been going for 20 years, although it hasn't been very popular until recently. We've done a big push, so it's starting to grow again.
Fantastic. Taye, how did you get involved?
Well, I've been involved probably about the last 6 months, just trying to raise the profile of the sport itself. And you know, for me, I think it's a good way to sort of positively influence younger kids to get involved in a sport that anybody can play.
Sure. And you've been along to a couple of games, haven't you?
Yeah, I've tried to have a bit of a tutu, but you know, I'm not as it's, you know, despite what people might think about the sport, it does have a lot of skill involved to make it all work. So
yeah. Luke, Taye's just mentioned to raise the profile of the sport because I understand you're self-funded.
Yep, we get very little funding. It's all through donations and sponsorships through our players really self-contributing.
Taye, why did you choose to become an ambassador for Boccia?
Well, I suppose like most people, I'm enthused by the glamour sports. I love rugby, I love basketball, I love league, so on and so forth. And I think it's good to sort of take time out and sort of just give something back to a sport that is less widely known more than anything.
Excellent. How does Boccia New Zealand support the players?
They self-fund themselves, really, and we do a bit of admin to support them. We try and grow the local scene with clubs to get more competition. And really, we just go and try and promote the sport as best we can. Yeah.
I want you to name drop a few of the hot Boccia players in New Zealand at the moment, Luke. Who are they?
My twin brother, Jeremy. He's one of the top in his grade.
So obviously there's a bit of a personal connection here, eh?
A lot of Boccia volunteers are in there through family ties. So Greg Jackson's probably the hot shot in the BC3 grade, which is the one that uses the ramps.
Okay, I want to talk, let's just go back to Boccia, the actual sport. So there is one. I remember doing a story years ago in my early days here at TVNZ about young Cameron Leslie, and there was one where he was in the wheelchair, there was a long pipe that he used, the ramp that you're referring to?
There's essentially two grades, so there's those who with enough function can throw or kick the ball, and those with less function use a ramp, so they have an assistant move the ramp for them and they guide the ball into court using a ramp.
Fantastic. And the other version of the sport? So if they don't have the ramp, I understand you can also...
They can throw or kick it.
Right.
So it's a bit like bowls or petanque that way.
You've got a big event coming up for the Boccia players in Sydney. Tell us about it.
It's the first time in over 4 years New Zealand's been on the international scene, and we'll be competing against the best of Asia and Oceania.
Wow.
So it's a massive event for us this year.
Yeah. And so obviously a lot of fundraising going to be happening in the weeks ahead.
Huge fundraising required to get a team of 8 across there. So that's the first time in 4 years, and that's the first of the next 4-year process to get to Rio 2016.
Okay, so that's the bigger goal.
That's the bigger goal, long term.
So what sort of figure are we talking about here to get those players along to Sydney?
It's going to cost about $50,000 just to get over to Sydney for a week. Okay. So big costs involved from a small sport.
And in order to get them there, you've got something on your lap there. Tell us about it.
This is one way that people can support Boccia New Zealand. We've got a Chiefs jersey signed by the Super Rugby winning team, including the All Blacks, and they can go on Trade Me and bid for this if they like, or they can donate via our website as well.
Awesome. We'll have the link on our Good Morning website as well if people want to get out there and bid for it. Before next Saturday, I understand that's the closing date. Taye, just very quickly, because you're going to be strumming us up a little jam lately.
Something like that.
What's happening in your musical career?
I'm pretty busy, to be honest. Flat stick, getting in studio, recording, submitting for funding rounds, which is, just play the game like everybody else does.
Are you self-funded as well as Boccia?
Pretty much. Yeah. So, at the moment, it's just a matter of, continuing to chase that dream, which is to be, a recording artist.
I'm looking at this video clip thinking, that's pretty flash.
It was flash. That was back in 2009 with Turn It Up. So, that was a, great start. I suppose, just had a couple of couple of humps and got distracted with other bits and pieces. But,
but you seem to be back on the road.
Definitely am, very keen.
What's your big goal?
My big goal?
What do you want to see Taye Williams in, say, 5 years?
5 years? Love to see myself like Lord, I suppose, at this particular point in time.
She's pretty cool, isn't she?
Yeah, she's killing it.
Worldwide.
Absolutely. And that puts us on the map again, you know, being such a speckle on the planet. So, yeah. That's where I want to be. Awesome,
Taye. Well, it's wonderful to have you on the show, as it is you, Luke, to help raise the profile of Boccia. So all the best to the team when they head off to Sydney. And a reminder to all our viewers that they can go to Trade Me and go for the Waikato Chiefs jersey.
Go bid.
We're going to hear from you a little bit later. All right, if you'd like to know more about Boccia and ways you can help, head to our website for all the details. Stick around. Taye's treating us to a waiata right after this. Turn it up.